king of the hill.
What's up, everybody? Wanted to do another tip, strategy, and callout video for now this map construct for Halo 3. So first, let's go for callouts. You split the, I'm red team, so I spawn open side, right? This is open side the map because we call this open side because there's an open ramp right here. So we use this side of the map, this left side, to be called open ramp, right? Or open side the map, and then this other side is closed side the map. So to begin, you spawn O2, we call it. Basement is the lowest level. This is like the second level of the map, and then the top level is the third level. So you call this O2. This whole area is O2. Moving toward this way, it's open skinny, bottom gold floor, open side, bottom gold floor, like back ramp. That's back ramp. We call this Chig Spot, named after an old Halo pro named Chig. He used to stay in here a lot and watch people drop down from up top. So we call this Chig Spot. Or you could just call this main floor, bottom middle. This is C2. This is mid gold. That area, this whole area is mid gold. I would call that ramp behind gold back ramp, and that ramp open ramp. Okay. Now let's move into basement. This is closed side of the map, so this is closed skinny ramp. Call this closed skinny, closed barrels. This is where OS spawns, so I call it OS. This is closed side basement, open side basement, bottom gold. There's used to be a laser here, so I call this laser, or coming like laser or laser ramp. This is open barrels. And then moving towards, this is the hill. This is where the first hill is. This is, you just call this, obviously they're in the hill. The snipe spawn's right there. You can call it snipe spawn. It's a good spot to hide right here when you're in the hill, by the way. Either stay around here, stay right here if you think they're on the street trying to shoot you to try to stay alive, or you can stay in the very far back of the hill. This is, or you can hide here as well, so it's harder to get naded from main ramp. This is main ramp, by the way. Then this is C2. Okay, so this is going to be O1 because this is open purple lift, and because it's on the first level of the map, you call this O1, and then C1, and then you can lift up close purple, and usually I call this C3 because it's the third level of the map. And then closed street right here. This from about here to here. I'm usually calling it closed street if an enemy is over there. Moving towards gold. This is closed gold. Top gold. Make sure to get those nades as much as you can. Those plasmas, barrels. Open gold from about here to here, and then open street this way. Obviously open ramp, like I said before. Mid gold, back gold. Open 3, and then since rockets spawn here, you can call this R1, R2 if they're on top, and then sword. There used to be a sword back there in regular matchmaking, so you call this area sword. Then obviously lobby here, closed lobby, and open lobby. So that's pretty much everything, right? Now let's get into the beginning strats. So for me, I like to spawn, when you spawn O2, when you're on red team, I like at the beginning, the rockets are the most important thing, I would say. Snipe is like the second most important. So you want to get rockets. You want to make sure you get rockets, and you want to make sure you get on top of the map, so you spawn the enemy on the bottom of the map. So usually I would like to jump up, try to throw a nade or something, fight guys right here, right? You got to make sure these guys are really, really important guys. The guys over here that are moving that way, they spawn behind the purple, and then the guys right here. Okay? You want to try to kill these guys and just lift up as soon as you can. That's the general strat. So if you really want your whole team to try to do as much damage to people as they can on that floor. So you lift up, and then you probably go for rockets or something like that, right? So because this is King of Hill, I'm talking about, let's first focus on King of the Hill, okay? For King of the Hill, when the hill is down low, you want to have a guy at sword. You usually want to have one of your teammates holding down sword to see if they spawn basement and go laser, shoot the hill guy. If they go spawn mid gold, go C2. Or if they spawn back up top gold and push towards the streets because that's the other place they're going to spawn, is either top gold or down low in the basement, or mid gold, or maybe open ramp. So they're going to be pushing up top, and you usually want to have a guy's sword to try to do damage to them as they push up. While you're trying to get this hill time, you usually call it milking this bottom hill because this is that neutral hill that's a little bit harder to get hill time in, okay? So when the hill's down there, you definitely want a guy sword. You definitely want a guy hill. You could have a guy Chig Spot. You could also go Chig Spot, so that's another position you could fill here on the bottom main floor. So if they're up top and they start dropping down, you can shoot them if they start dropping down. Or you can send another guy into the hill. Maybe you have two guys in the hill, and then, or maybe two guys into the lobby, or try to control one of these purples and have them on the other side, just so you can do damage to them as they're up top, trying to shoot that guy out of the hill. Okay, so that's pretty much how you play the bottom hill, right? When the first hill when it moves first, right, it's gonna move open street, and then it's gonna be there for 2 minutes, and then it's gonna move back to the bottom, and then it's gonna be there for 2 minutes, and then it's gonna move to closed, be there for 2 minutes, and then it's just a rotation. Go back to bottom for 2, and then open for 2 minutes. Okay, so when the hill's up top, you got before about 15 seconds before, about right now 9:20. See, before about 20 to 15 seconds before this bottom hill moves, you want to make sure your team has top control. Meaning you're going to be up top while they're dead, at least fighting to kill them up top and try to kill them, or while they're dead, try to be up top so they don't spawn up there and they spawn in the basement, because it's much easier to have top control and kill them as they lift up, try to get up top, than it is for you to lift up and kill them when they already have top control. So you want to definitely have top control and be in that new hill, and especially when the rockets are coming up for the hill. Like for example, this closed hill, the rockets are up now at 9 minutes. You definitely want to have these rockets watching these purples when they try to lift up, right? For the hill strategy, you definitely want a guy in the hill. He can watch both purples by crouching around here. You want a guy that goes towards the top gold to block that spawn top gold, because there's usually a spawn top gold for the enemy team if you don't have one of your teammates over in that way. And then I'd say that's the 2 main priorities, and then the third priority is going to be moving towards sword side, right? So you can block the sword spawn, and you can block the other, and you can watch them lift up the opposite purple, open purple in this case, right? So this is how you play King of the Hill. Basically, use that sword to get that bottom hill time, and then get this top hill time. Make sure you prioritize getting this top control more than going for that overshield, because I'd rather have top control and have an overshield guy lift up than be that team that has overshield lifting up. And especially if you had rockets. If you get the rockets are way better than overshield, okay? And obviously the last thing to think about would be getting sniped. So basically it's the same idea for Teamslayer the entire time. For Teamslayer, you want to prioritize having the purple controls over gold. So number 1, lobby and purples, and then number 2, most important thing, is gold. And you want them to be, I'd rather be my team both purples and then be spawning gold than be the opposite, where I'm at gold with my team and we have to try to push to get lobby control back. So you're gonna have a better chance of getting more kills if you have the lobby control. So make sure you focus on keeping lobby and sword the whole time, as much as you can, and then just watch the purples. You can go on the street where the hills are to watch it on Teamslayer. And then the other most important thing I would say is it's not always good to just fly up the lifts on Teamslayer. There's going to be times where you want to trade with a guy with a power weapon to try to get up top control really quick if you can. But there's also times you want to wait for that camouflage to spawn bottom mid. You want to start going back ramp. You want to try to go onto these floors and shoot them. You want to try to get onto the floor if you're trying to break a setup. You want to try to shoot people, and you try to shoot these guys at sword, shoot them open street, try to get up instead of just blindly lifting up without knowing where anyone is, especially in like a solo queue or something. So shoot them off and try to get up top on the map, rather than just lifting up over and over and dying when they can just throw a nade and one-shot kill you, right? So there it is. Basic tips on Construct TS and King of the Hill, and you do these basic things, you'll have a much greater chance to win. So yeah, gonna do some more of these videos, and until next time, guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.
Game over.